I welcome everyone to my channel. And again, stories from life. A novel that will change your life. Martha Shields' right pointing arrow, hope for happiness. He needs to be the most important person in her life. He wants to be more important than work, brothers, and even more important than the child that they both dream of so much. How is this possible? After all, he himself does not believe in love. Jake suddenly realized that he didn't believe in love simply because he didn't know what it was. And how would he know if he had never loved? How can Claire be sure that she loves him? What are the signs of love? And more importantly, why, in fact, did she fall in love with him? Claire didn't need money, and what else could he offer? For the past 12 years, all he did was make money. Is his worth only measured by the size of his bank account? Jake ran a flicking hand through his damp hair. Yes, only one thing was missing in his life, love. Until now, he did not understand this. And now the woman whose love he needs is trying her best not to love him. But why? Is he not worthy of love? An inner voice told me that this was probably the way it was. Who, after all, loved him? Perhaps Alan, but it was the love of an old childhood friend. Melissa certainly didn't feel anything. Even his own father never worried about him. Tired of endless questions to which he was unable to find answers, Jake went after Claire. She stood in the middle of the bedroom and furiously pulled off her clothes. She was only wearing her underwear when he pulled her towards him. "Is it going to be so terrible?" he asked softly. She froze and tensed. "What? Love me?" For a moment she froze, as if struggling with herself, and suddenly she simply said, "Yes." "Why?" "Because you will never love me back." This is true? Is he incapable of love? Or is it too late for him to learn? Jake knew only one thing: "I want you." Claire shook her head sadly. Exactly. It's not the same thing. Although it is difficult to draw a line between love and desire. This confession made him feel hot. "So you want me, right? Then why pretend that it is not so?" Claire sighed heavily. "I was hoping to protect my heart." "From me?" "Yes." Jake pulled her tighter against him, as if he wanted to never let go. "Does it help?" A shiver ran through her body. "Don't know." Muttering something, he turned her towards him. "My angel, I won't let you fight me anymore. You are my wife and you must love me. But you are my husband and you should love me too." "Jake, I don't want unrequited love. I don't want a broken heart." Jake just sighed in response. The thought of Claire leaving was a vice in his heart, and he knew that sooner or later it would happen. If he doesn't learn to love. Not knowing what to answer, Jake chose the only possible option. He held her close to him and did not let go until dawn. Chapter 7. Claire, without taking her eyes off the computer screen, automatically reached for the telephone receiver. "Claire Anderson." The man on the other end of the line gasped softly. "So it's true," Claire heard a familiar female voice. "Alex, you got married," the daughter-in-law exclaimed indignantly. "Claire, how could you?" Claire closed her eyes and leaned back in her chair. She hoped that she would be able to delay this conversation, so she did not call home. She just didn't know what to say. "How did you know?" "I got a call from a lady from Colorado, Pony. I met her last year when her daughter was buying a horse from Hank. Turns out she's a former classmate of your husband, Jake." "Is that what his name is?" Yes, that what his name is?" Yes. Their whole neighborhood is just buzzing about it. She called to congratulate me. I didn't even know what to say in response. At first I thought she was wrong. But she said that her cousin, who lives in Denver, saw the article in the newspaper. "Yes, I saw her too." Claire rubbed her temples. "This stupid article appeared 3 days ago." She then angrily lashed out at Jake. At first he denied it, and then said that sooner or later everyone would find out about it anyway. "Are you pregnant?" Alex asked. "No, or I don't know yet." "Then why, Claire, why didn't you tell us?" We're your family, and you didn't even invite us to the wedding." Claire took a deep breath. What can I say to make Alex believe her? Everything happened very quickly. We met and, Jake is as headstrong as Hank. She managed a weak laugh. At least it's true. He set out to marry me almost from the first time we met. That's why we rushed to Las Vegas. When? Claire named a number. More than 2 weeks, Alex said reproachfully. Yes. How many times have we spoken since then? 5? Or 6? Could you tell your brother? Or even me? I'm sorry, Alex. It all happened so fast, I didn't have time to blink an eyelid. I know you always wanted to dance at my wedding. That's why when you called, I didn't mean to upset you. And then we talked some more, and everything came to a standstill. Alex was silent. You are happy? It is very important. I'm not angry that you didn't invite us. If only you were happy. Happy? The question hit the most painful place. Claire knew she should have started praising Jake now, but Alex knew her too well. You won't get her through, certainly. Although sometimes, honestly, I'm scared to death. To her amazement, Alex laughed. That's perfectly normal, my dear. I've been married to your brother for 9 years now, and I'm still sometimes scared to death. Wait a bit, everything will fall into place. It's worth it if you love him. Her voice deepened. You love him, don't you? Of course I love. Claire crossed her fingers. Tell me about him. Well, his name is Jacob Henry Anderson. He's 6'2" and built about Hank. Broad-shouldered, dark-haired, brown eyes. He's 32 like Travis. After a moment's hesitation, she added, and he's very, very rich. I already know it. Claire thought of a better way to describe Jake. He's very generous and patient, she said, remembering his tenderness during their lovemaking. And when he wants, he can be simply irresistible. That is the ideal man? Claire snorted. Hardly. He can be terribly stubborn, ruthless, arrogant. She sighed. Lives in Denver and runs the largest investment company in Colorado. Myrtle said he had a ranch near Pony. Claire, listen to me. The longer you remain silent, the more he will get angry. Claire straightened up. When will he return home? He's coming to lunch. Call. Fine. You know I have no secrets from Hank. If you don't call, I'll have to tell myself. And neither I nor you need it. Claire swallowed hard. Yes, I don't want to hide behind your back. I will keep him at home for at least an hour. All right, Alex. I'll call, I promise. Hanging up, Claire glanced at her watch. It was 2 hours before lunch. In 2 hours, thunder and lightning will fall on her head. More than anything, she wanted to be with Jake right now. With a bitter laugh, Claire shook her head. What is it with her? She had never needed anyone before. Hank is her sibling, and for the past 28 years she's been doing just fine on her own. And this time it will work. Jake entered the empty office next to Claire's. He was going to go to lunch with his wife. Without knocking, he opened the door to find Claire on the phone. She looked out the window and didn't notice him enter. And Jake wasn't about to reveal himself until he figured out who she was talking to. I know he's rich as hell, Hank. But I didn't marry him for the money. So she finally decided to tell her brother that she was married. It is high time. Why do people get married? Why did you marry Alex? Well, yes. Should I say it out loud? Great, I love him. Are you happy? She loves him? Jake nearly collapsed to the floor in joy and relief. He had spent the last 2 days firmly convinced that the most important thing was to win her love. But until now, he did not understand how important it was for him. I know it all happened very quickly. But, Hank, I'm 28 now. If I want to have children, it's time to start. Jake frowned. Is this true about love or just words to comfort a brother? I didn't lie to you about anything. Hank, I'm just not all races. because I knew very well that you would perceive everything that way. I'm a grown man now, damn it. When will you finally understand? And you don't have to patronize me all the time. No, I don't want you to come this very minute. It's all right. No, Hank, please. Maybe we will come to you for Christmas? Alerted by the nervous tone vibrating in Claire's voice, Jake approached her. Seeing her husband, she jumped up and turned deathly pale. What you said? She asked into the phone. I know I can't stop you from coming, Hank, but I'm very busy right now. Jake appointed me head of the finance department. A new job takes up all my time. Jake put his hand on the phone. Let me talk to him. Claire's eyes widened even more and she shook her head. Tomorrow? No, Hank, you. Give me the phone, Jake said. Sometimes you still have to talk. She stepped back. What? Yes, that's him. But, well, okay. She put the phone in Jake's hand and muttered, well, it won't get any worse anyway. Jake lifted the phone to his ear. Jake Anderson. So it's you, then, who took our sister away? A harsh voice asked. I married her. Do you have a marriage certificate? Of course. Then it's better to show it to you as soon as possible. I'll come tomorrow to see for myself. Jake chuckled. The harsh tone didn't hurt him in the least. But Hank's concern for his sister pleased him. I can meet you at the airport, but I have a better offer. Yeah? Which? Next week is Thanksgiving. To be continued. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel and press the bell to nothing don't miss.